me when people talk about 𝗁 the bear and forget about Sergeant Stubby. Is Fortnite actually overrated? Plato, Aristotle and Socrates. Vikings exist. Coastal villages in Europe.
Okay.
Write the saddest story you can think of in 4 words. Hans, Z transmission broke. What fashion companies try to sell men? What men want? When pastors in the Catholic Church discover people will buy indulgences due to their beliefs, it's like printing my own money. Who started World War I? Germany. Wrong answer, fat ass. Wearing matching outfits with your best friend. Yakko's world, but every time he names a country that was once British it gets faster. Soviet Union. It's just a fire. There is no radiation. Chernobyl employees. I've cracked the Enigma code. British Gov. Why are you gay? Nazi scientists. So before we fled Germany, we were designing these big bombs that can blow up a whole city. You interested? US. That's outrageous. Done. Everybody. Ancient Egyptians. I serve the sun. When it is your 18th birthday in the early 60s and you see the mailman put a letter in your mailbox. Hungarians watching Soviet tanks cruising through the streets in 1944. Hungarians watching Soviet tanks cruising through the streets in 1956. When the media finds out Ted Bundy played Mario on an arcade cabinet. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. Vikings in Norwegian history books. Vikings in English history books. Nothing gets through this armor. The Persians used cats as shields to successfully invade Egyptians who considered cats to be godlike. A random French peasant in 1793. I think we should stop with all of this nonsense. The Jacobins. I diagnose you with guillotine. Bob Semple when he turned tractors into tanks. Upgrades people. Upgrades. Romans reading about their own history. I used to rule the world. So how do we win the war? MacArthur. About 50 nukes. I'm sorry, what? MacArthur. Did I stutter? This is called communist China because it is market capitalist in nature. I don't understand that either. Ah yes. Enslaved Chernobyl. German soldier in 1916 when he sees a tank for the first time. What in the hot crispy Kentucky fried fuck? I can guarantee there's at least one worse guy. The Independent. Angela Merkel has just been called the worst chancellor in history. You can enter Japan, but only for trading. Jesus. 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 Everybody. Wow, the Spartans held an entire army with only 300 men. They were so badass. Meanwhile, some Norwegian dude with an axe. Everyone. Roman Egypt had the most slaves. Islamic Middle East. Rookie guard. Those weird huge grey things were trunks. Do those come down the Alps often? Commander. Now that's new. Galileo explaining why the Earth isn't the center of the universe. The Church. How communist countries were according to communists. How communist countries really were. There were 120 million Russian peasants in 1924. Stalin. By the time I'm done, that number goes down to 0. Oh yeah baby, I hope you last long in bed. Me in bed. Anglos and Civil War. The decolonization process following World War II. Denmark holding land masses with no significant native inhabitants. When your country was invaded by USA and Soviets, and they stole all of your inventions you made. Years of academy training wasted. We are just trees, sir. We are not a national park. Not to me. Any Greek island. We want to stay neutral. Athens. Are you challenging me? England passes a few tax laws. The colonies. Things are about to get gruesome. Literally what Hannibal said while crossing the Alps. I see no god up here other than me.
Sorry bro, I almost forgot. Alright, good night, bro.